ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಿ?
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Welcome to today's press meet here, and I thank you all for coming here today for this what we feel is a very important subject and issue, which unfortunately is a neglected area in our public. My colleague Mr. Natraj is heading the state of Karnataka State NYK under the Government of India's Ministry of Youth Affairs. He has explained to you about the significance of the World Earth. I must mention, and what we have to say, we have already handed over in the press meeting. But just one point that we want to make, that is how challenging it is, how difficult it is to raise this, what a challenge it is for everybody, civil society or government, to basically address this issue of climate change. Means it is not even in our public conscious that the earth is facing such a tremendous problem and a crisis today. We as people, as society, it is not even in our agenda to talk about. And today's press meet, and I have to say this and I will say it. It is a challenge to even gather people to hear what is there, to invite the press and insist that the press also comes and listens to what this issue is. Whether they publish or not is a different matter, but at least listen what the voice, the earth has no voice, we are trying to give voice to the earth. Please listen to what, as per the Paris Agreement, which we all may be aware of, Paris Agreement talks about limiting the increase in temperature to 2 degrees in this century. At the moment, it is growing by 3 degrees. If at the end of the century, the continued global warming takes place at 3 degrees, you know what is happening. It is going to have a tremendous consequences on the planet Earth and the people living. Glaciers will melt, oceans will rise, coastal towns will be flooded. And what we see now today as irregular rains, drastic changes in climate. Even now, this is not a rainy season, but we have rains here. Bangalore is a city which is about 3,000 feet above sea level. But see what is the climate here today. The old timers will recall that Bangalore has been a place with such a wonderful weather. What happened to that weather? I think this is what is a reflection for us all to see that this is what we as humans have done over a period of time. So this is just to give a background about what this issue is. So our attempt here is to raise a consciousness about the issues which are there as to why we are facing this climate change issue. Indiscriminate tree felling, urbanization, massive and indiscriminate industrialization has brought us to this stage. This is not to say that we don't want development, but of course there has to be a sustainable development. The demands of industrialization and economic growth have to be balanced with the requirement of environment conservation. And that is where the United Nations has come up with the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, to achieve those goals.